Hello all, my name is Krish Naik and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, another tutorial on Nvidia Rapids. And in this particular tutorial, we are going to understand about cuML library because this will actually help you to train your machine learning algorithms in GPUs. Now guys, if you already know sklearn, if you know how to train your simple machine learning algorithms using sklearn, using this specific library is pretty much easy. cuML library, okay? I really like this particular library because Nvidia usually come up with different libraries where you can train everything, when you can execute everything in your GPUs, right? So if I go over here in Nvidia Rapids, if you just search for Nvidia Rapids GitHub, right? Here are different libraries that they have already come up with. cuML and cuDF is one, cuGraph is there, cuSignal is there, and there are many things as such, so we will be discussing one by one. So I've created a separate playlist on Nvidia Rapids itself, where we'll be understanding various problem statement, how you can actually make your data pre-processing training steps quite faster because you are executing them in your GPUs, right? So here in this particular video, we'll be discussing more about cuML and cuDF. cuDF is basically if you want to run your data frames, any kind of pre-processing steps of the data frames in your GPU. At that point of time, you will be using cuDF libraries. And in the upcoming videos, we'll see cuGraph, cuSignal, and many more. So let's take this particular machine learning example, and code wise guys, you'll love it because it is almost similar to the sklearn code. Only the libraries you are changing. That's it. You are just importing the same library. And in this video, we are going to compare a machine learning problem use case which we solve it with the help of sklearn and the machine learning algorithm which we train using Nvidia Rapids cuML libraries. Okay, so let's proceed. Now, first of all, I'm doing this in Google Colab Pro. You can also do it in Google Colab. So first of all, try to execute Nvidia SMI. And here you'll be able to see what kind of GPU you will be getting it. So here I've got P100. And here you can see it is somewhere around 16 GB of RAM is present. Okay, so this is the GPU that I've actually got. Now always remember, in order to start, you have to install Nvidia Rapids. So this is the entire code of installing Nvidia Rapids. I will be giving you the entire Google Colab link. Make sure that you execute it, and usually this entire installation takes place somewhere around it takes around 5 minutes. So it will be based on your internet speed, but max to max, I think within 5 minutes the installation will take place. Now I'll just show you. I've executed this first 2 lines of code. So here you'll be able to see how the installation will be taking place. All the libraries over here, see, all the libraries are being installed, right? What are the dependency library? So please make sure that you use this specific code in order to do the installation. Okay, and this first 2 line I've actually executed it. If I try to execute it right now, again it will take another 5 minutes. Okay, and obviously if I execute it now, it will show requirement already satisfied, but for you it may take 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, now let's go with the upcoming things, like what we are going to do. Now first of all, what I have done over here, I have imported cuDF. This cuDF library actually helps us to work with GPU pandas data frame. Okay, so suppose if I want to do any kind of pre-processing steps with respect to data frames in the GPU, where I want to execute in the GPU, that basically means I can use this cuDF library. Again, it is a part of Nvidia Rapids itself. Then you have cuML. From cuML, I'm going to import 2 libraries. One is make regression and make train test split. I hope train test split is also present in sklearn, right? And make underscore regression is also present in sklearn. It actually helps you to prepare a data set for a regression algorithm. So it actually helps you to prepare the data set. So that is the reason why we are using make underscore regression. And if you remember guys, the next one is pretty much simple, which is called as linear regression. Now this linear regression library is obviously present in sklearn also. See, if I want to upload it or import it from sklearn, I'll just write from sklearn.linear underscore model import linear regression. And this I'm renaming it as sklinear regression, so that tell that, okay, this is the part of the sklearn. Okay, and here I'm importing from cuML.linear underscore model import linear regression as culinear regression, because just to indicate that this is the cuML part. Just by importing this guys, and you see the syntax is almost same, only this library is basically getting changed. We will try to compare whether this particular training will take fast or whether this particular training will take fast. So that to make you understand, because sklearn will try to train the machine learning algorithm in the CPU cores, whereas this cuML this CU linear regression, it will get trained on the GPUs. So obviously this is going to take less time when compared to this. And then you also have R2 score. R2 score is also present in a sklearn just to see the performance metrics, right? So all those things I'll do. I'm just going to execute it, guys. And again, you need to have a basic knowledge of machine learning, guys, in order to use these things. Okay. Now this has got executed. Now I'm going to create some data set for regression problem statement. This will be my number of samples, 2 to the power of 10. Okay. How many number of features I want? Probably 399 features. I've just selected it. Random state as 23. Okay. This 3 parameters is usually given in this in this particular make underscore regression function, you know, to create the regression data set. Okay. And there you will be able to see that my data set will be having 399 features and 2 to the power of 10 samples. Okay. So over here now, I'm just going to use make regression. Here I'm saying that n underscore samples is equal to n underscore samples, which is nothing but 2 to the power of 10. Number of features is nothing but this. Random state is this. So these are the 3 parameters basically that is required in order to create a regression data set. Okay. So in short, here you are giving how many number of samples, how many number of features. Okay. After executing this, I will be getting x and y. Okay. And then I am converting this into CUDA data frame. Why we need to convert this? Because understand, by using this particular data frame only, we will be able to execute it on the top of the GPU, right? I cannot just use a pandas data frame in order to just execute it in the top of the GPU. That is what Nvidia Rapid does. It says you that try to convert this into a CUDF data frame. Okay, so CUDF data frame, we have converted it. We have taken our independent and dependent features. Okay, so these are my independent and dependent features, and then we do a train test split, and here I have written x underscore QDF, x underscore QDF test, then y underscore QDF, y underscore QDF test. I think this is pretty much simple. We usually do this with sklearn, so I think you should not have a problem in understanding. So I'll execute this now, and this has got executed. Okay. It will also tell us how much time it is basically taking. So over here, the CPU time has it took somewhere around 2.78 seconds and all. Okay, that's fine. Now let's do what we have to do now. I have my train and test data set. I will now convert this into 2 pandas. Okay, so 2 pandas, 2 pandas, 2 pandas. I'm just converting this into. So if I execute it, and probably I'll just go and see my x underscore train. So here you will be able to see your entire data set. How many number of features I'll be having? 399 columns I'll be having. 399. 0 to 398 is nothing but 398. And these are all my data set. Okay. I can also show you my y underscore train. Okay. You can just execute it. Y underscore train. Again, this will be one single data in the regression format. Okay. Perfect. Now with the help of sklearn, I will try to execute it, and it is very much simple. I'll just use this linear regression. Fit underscore intercept is equal to true, normalize is equal to true, n underscore job is equal to -1. And then we do fit on x train and y train. I hope this is pretty much simple. Now here you can see that 108 milliseconds it has basically taken to basically train this entire data set. And here I will be taking again predict, and it is somewhere around 2.94 seconds. Wall time is somewhere around this, and this is my R2 score for sklearn. Okay, so if I want to print over here, or let me print it later on. Now I have got some R2 score, R squared score. Okay, now this is with the help of sklearn, scikit-learn model. Now what I'll do it with the help of cuML model. Now see the difference. Okay, now first of all I'll execute this. For cuML, we'll be using this fit intercept true, normalization good true, and algorithm there is an option of putting an eigenvalues. Again, these all are parameters which you can select, and then I do fit on x underscore QDF, y underscore QDF. Here I gave x underscore train. Here I have given x underscore QDF. X underscore train was also created, right? If I talk about this particular data set, you will be able to see that I had also created x underscore train. So here, right, I had converted this back to pandas because this I want to train it with my sklearn model. Okay, so let's execute now and let's see. Always remember, if I want to execute in the GPU, it has to be converted into a CDF pandas data frame. Now here you see the time, guys, 48.7 milliseconds. Here how much was the time? 108 milliseconds. My data set is just 2 to the power of 10, right? Now if I make it 2 to the power of 20, trust me, the execution will be still more faster. So here the total time it took is 2.8 milliseconds. Here the total time it took was 208 milliseconds. Don't you think how amazingly just by using this particular library it is being executing entire thing in your GPU? Always understand, guys, CPU has a very limited number of cores, so obviously it will take more time to execute, right? And then finally you'll be able to see we can predict, and here also the time will be very, very less, guys. All these things will be very 43.6 milliseconds, everything very, very small amount of time it will take now to execute all these things. 1.3 milliseconds is my R2 score. Here also you can see R2 score 1.61. Again, minor difference because the data is very, very less now. Now if I want to compare the R2 square, here you'll be able to see the R2 square. Here you are getting both as 1. Okay, so this basically means that even though you are getting the same performance metrics, but the performance wise, definitely this is working in an amazing way. Now probably you may be thinking, Krish, yeah, here you have just applied linear regression. What if I want to apply very, very different kind of algorithms like random forest and all? How do you upload random forest? So I'll write from sklearn dot ensemble, right? Import random forest, right? Random forest classifier regressor. See, I'll show you. Random forest regressor. I usually import like this from sklearn. Now from cuML, how do I do it? From cuML dot ensemble. See, there also ensemble is there. And then I will be importing random forest regressor. See, only this much difference. Now you want to use decision tree, you want to do everything, just remember what is the sklearn, how the format is, try to implement it by the help of cuML. Similarly, guys, not much difference. It is very, very simple, very much easy, right? And it will be able to give you amazing performance. You just have to use that. That is the reason why I love Nvidia, because they want to really make application really efficient, make your training process really, really efficient, right? Let it be with respect to machine learning, let it be with respect to data pre-processing. Why I'm telling you, suppose if I have 1 million records, I want to do some kind of data pre-processing in CPU, it will take so much of time. Now because of this CUDF, I have the capability to take it up in the GPU and do it, right? So I will be sharing you this entire notebook. Please do make sure that you try it out. Again, you can do any kind of libraries that you want, okay? Random forest regressor, logistic regression, anything that you want, okay? You can definitely do it, okay? I'll also show you unsupervised machine learning. There you can also do clustering, you can do different things. But again, the main aim over here is that whenever you want to use cuML, you have to give the format in CUDF. CUDF pandas data frame, sorry, CUDF data frame. And if you are trying to use sklearn, you try to directly use pandas, okay? So that is the reason why it is done, okay? And here is the comparison. So I hope you like this particular video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. I'll see you all in the next video, and I'll give you this entire link in the GitHub, okay? Probably in the description of this particular. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you one and all. Bye bye, and a very good thanks to Nvidia for providing this amazing library.